If you want a dark gothic sort of grim fairy tale kind of vibes, pick up A Steady Drowning by Ava Reid. This book is very atmospheric and it's very academic. It's set in this rainy, crumbling house that the main character has to come and do sort of a architectural work on it because she has to draw blueprints since she ends up winning a contest to restructure her favorite author's house. But he unfortunately has passed away and his son has commissioned her to be the architect of this house, which is a dream come true for her because the author has written one of her beloved books. And she attends a college where she's a part of an architecture major where she's the only female. And unfortunately, there are things that happen to her in this college and you have to check your trigger warnings because it is very dark. This one's a young adult gothic fantasy and I love how well written. This is the first book I've ever read by Ava Reid. This book is so atmospheric. Once you get to the house that she is staying at for the contest, it is set on a cliffside that is crumbling because of all these storms that have been happening over the past few hundred years on this area of their country. In this crumbling house, there's literally nothing that's been done to renovate it. It's just left in ruin and she's there to help basically fix it. But unless you rebuild the whole entire foundation, there's just no way for it to be patched up. And she ends up running into her academic rival named Preston and they end up sort of forming a relationship because they are sort of kind of enemies because they're two opposing kingdoms who have been at war. She's very prejudiced toward him at first and she starts slowly learning through her biases and learns that maybe the things that she thinks about the other people are not what is accurate. They have to bind together to fight against this enemy because she starts end up seeing sort of magical haunted things in this house and around the area. It's so well written. I love how Ava Reid writes her gothic fantasies because she puts you in the middle of the story and makes you feel like you're in there with the characters. I didn't feel too much for the characters, but I just love the story that happened and the ending was amazing. I love how it was wrapped up and how you just feel so eerie in this house because of how it's just described and the structural integrity of it. Highly recommend, and thank you to my sister for getting this for my birthday earlier this year. I finally read it just in time for the end of the year, but I absolutely loved it. 4 stars.